Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another episode of Back to Basics. In today's video, I'm showing you how to make some hot cross buns. I know some people think it's very complicated, but in fact, it's very easy if you know how. So, for the recipe of 12 buns, we'll require 650 grams of bread flour, 100 grams of sugar, 200 grams of raisins. I've got 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of allspice. We'll need 1 egg, 10 grams of yeast, a little bit of salt, 50 grams of candied peel, 50 grams of melted, unsalted and cooled butter, and 375 milliliters of warm milk. So let's get mixing. So we will start with a dry ingredients first. So the flour goes in. Okay. Then let's go with the sugar. You can use brown sugar if you want. Okay, let's go with allspice, cinnamon, yeast, and a bit of salt. Literally half a teaspoon will do. Okay, so now we're going to go with raisins or sultanas. And let's go with the candied peel. That gives this nice citrus aroma, which is brilliant. So let's just get this mix up with a spatula. It smells so good. Okay, so make sure the raisins and everything is incorporated as much as possible. Right, now let's go with the wet ingredients. So we'll go with an egg. Okay, 1 egg, our melted butter, homemade in this instance, and our milk. Okay, and now let's mix it for about 5 to 7 minutes. So our dough is now ready. There's no flour left on the bottom and it's all clean, so let's get it off. It's rather heavy, but this is sort of the consistency, look. Okay, so get off the hook. Here we go. Right, so next thing, just give it a punch. Okay, and put the lid on, and it goes to proof for 1 hour in one place. I'll see you then. So guys, here we are. Our dough is more than doubled in size. So I've got my mat here. I've got a little bit of flour. So let's get the dough out. Just scrape this around and make it a bit easier. It smells so good. Right. There it comes. Here we go. Right. So now, get some more flour. It is a little bit sticky at the bottom because in my utility room is very warm. So it sticks to the bottom. So the next thing is, right, we need to divide that into 12 thereabouts equal pieces. And I know it's a little bit harder done by eye. Sometimes you can use scales if you really wanted to, if you really want to get this absolutely perfect. But I'm just going to do this on the eye, right? So that's a lot of dough. So let's go in half, roughly. So put that aside. Okay, so, right, so let's do that in half. So technically we need to get 3 from each. Right, let's do 1, 2. Here we go. Right, so this is roughly, they're not going to be perfect, I know that, but nonetheless. So the next thing is, let me move this out of the side. Right, flatten them. Okay, just give yourself a flat side with the hand, whatever way. And then basically just fold it over, like you see me doing the other bread buns. Just fold it over into like a flower shape. Okay, and then I just like to just do that. Okay, it's up to you how you do it, totally up to you. Find the way that's all comfortable for you. Nonetheless, so we have a little bun. I've got here a tray with the grease-proof mat. Right, so what I'm going to do, so then one, I'm going to continue shaping those guys, right? And I'll see you when I'm all done. So there we are. The buns are now done. I'm pretty happy. They all look pretty much the same size. So next thing, okay, just press them ever so slightly so they spread a little bit. Don't forget, when you buy hot cross buns, generally they're batch bread, okay? So they kind of normally sticks together, which is kind of give them a little bit of their own character. So nonetheless, press them down a little bit, okay? And now cover them up again, okay? Cling film or wet kitchen towel, and let them sit for another 45 minutes. So guys, our buns are ready for the next step. Look at them, they're looking absolutely lovely. So the next step is to put the cross on a hot cross bun. I've got to admit to you guys that probably 90% of the time I do make hot cross buns. I do not bother with the cross. You might say, well, what's the point then? Because there will be just a bun. Yes, it will be just a hot bun. But if you're short on time, that kind of thing, or you just don't want to do this, then it's absolutely fine. It literally adds nothing to the taste of it, just purely aesthetics. Nonetheless, we're doing this for this video. So here I've got 75 grams of flour and I've got some water. So the idea is we're creating a paste that we can then squish on the top of our hot cross buns to create a cross. So add on approximately 5 tablespoons, but do be very careful because the consistency is very important. If it's too thick, you won't be able to squish this out and it kind of be too thick and gloggy on the top. And if it's too thin, it will just run off. And again, this is part of the reason sometimes I do avoid doing this because I can't always get this right. So let's get that mix in. So, right, the consistency is kind of thereabouts of like a pancake batter, give or take. So I've got here a normal bag. You can use a piping bag, but again, you have to clean this after, and it's a little bit of an inconvenience, shall I say. So, right, let's now get this mixture in. And that goes in the bag. I can see this already not going to work on the camera because I'm doing the recipe for you guys. Right, anyway, so the mixture is now in the bag. So get the air out like you would do when you use a piping bag. Squash it to the corner. Something like that. Okay. Push that to the end. There we are, right, something like that. So now take scissors and then cut a little hole in a corner. I don't know, 3-4 mil, that kind of thing. Right, so, and now, right, we're just gonna pipe the crosses across the hot cross buns. There you go. I'll just do them in a line like that, rather than individual. Here we go. And the last one. Okay, so you can see one side or one way is done, and just go across. Here we go. So, all perfectly, all worked out well. So now they're going in the preheated oven, which preheated to 180 degrees for about 25 minutes until nice and brown. See you then. Voila! Look at those babies. They look absolutely amazing. And the whole house smells really, really lovely too. So the next thing is to glaze them. You've got many options, something like maple syrup, honey with a little bit of water, or traditionally, generally, people use a peach jam and a little bit of water. As I don't buy jams, I make my own. I don't have a peach one. I've got a mixed berry one. So all we've got to do is just to take a couple of spoons of jam. Okay, just put a little bit of water in, give it a mix in. Okay, so all mixed together, and now whilst they're still hot, just brush them over with a sticky glaze. Oh, they're looking good. There we are, all done. So that's that. We have to now leave them for about 20 minutes. Don't be tempted to take them out. I know we want to try them whilst they're hot, but because of the dough, they will be really, really sticky and really gloggy until they sort of cool down a little bit. Don't worry about leaving them in that sort of a tray because obviously they have to be, the nature of the hot cross bun is kind of sticky and a bit damp, wet, that kind of thing. So don't worry transferring them to the wire rack. They'll be absolutely fine in there. So let them cool down and I'll see you in 20 minutes when we cut one open. So guys, they've cooled down slightly and I just cannot wait to get one out and give it a go. Just tear them apart and look at that. Just look absolutely lovely. So let's cut one open. So there we are, look. It's still very, very warm, so it will be still a little bit, a little bit damp on the inside, but nonetheless, it's sticky, it's light, it's just lovely. So let's get it cut in half. Voila, look at that. Isn't it just absolutely amazing? And it smells so, so good. Brilliant. So there we are, guys. You got to say they do look absolutely amazing, and I promise you they will taste amazing as well. And you can see that there's totally no comparison to the ones that you buy in the store, because generally when you pick them up from the supermarkets, they're really flat. They kind of don't really look even that appealing. But nonetheless, this is what they are. They're not perfect, but they do look absolutely amazing. So anyway, guys, I do hope that you have enjoyed this recipe. Please don't forget a thumbs up. It really does help the channel grow. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye-bye.